1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out there in Banjo land, Mike Heading here, coming to you today with an advanced up-the-neck version of The Girl I Left Behind, a classic fiddle tune. I had some two requests if I could do more melodic style tunes and if I could do some more intermediate advanced level tunes as well to challenge people a little bit more. So this lesson is going to satisfy both those goals, hopefully. And we're going to do an up-the-neck kind of mixing melodic and single string style. This is something I really like to do. I think of players like Noam Pikelny and Bela Fleck who really seamlessly, Scott Vestal's another really great one, who seamlessly integrate single string, melodic style, and scrug style. It's really cool. They can seamlessly flow between all three styles, which is really tricky. So for this song, we've got an A part and an A part variation, and then a B part and a B part variation. I'll break all those down note for note, just like I played at the beginning of the video. And then we'll go over some more advanced level backup, kind of some up the neck backup. The chords are pretty easy on this song, but we'll do some more advanced backup. All right, let's start breaking it down. Here's the up the neck version of The Girl I Left Behind in the key of G. All right, so let's jump into the A part of the up the neck version of Girl I Left Behind. So let's play the first 5 measures. This will be like the opening melody line. This melody is kind of a call and response type of melody that's very common in fiddle tunes. So what I like to do is break it down a phrase at a time. So let's play the first 5 measures. Here we go. Do that a few times. I'll do it really slow. Faster. Okay, so we're going to start with melodic style for this opening A part, and we're going to stay pretty close to the melody, except for the pickup, which is just going to be like a little improvised pickup I just thought was kind of fun. So what we're going to do in measure 1, which is our pickup, we're going to take our index finger, and we're just going to hover it over the 12th fret. We're going to make harmonics. You're probably familiar with this technique, but I'm just going to go. So 1 and 2, 3 is the count. And you could obviously take that out if you didn't like it, but I just thought it was kind of a fun way to start the song. And then we're going to reach our pinky all the way up to the 17th fret of the 1st string. And then wrap your thumb on the 16th fret of the 5th string. And then we're going to land there on the 14th fret. So you have, just like how you play it down here, just walking down the scale, starting from the high G, G, F sharp, E. So that's what we're doing there. We're going. You could also maybe grab this note with your ring finger if you wanted to. For me, I like using my thumb personally, just wrapping my thumb, kind of using the lower part of my thumb, kind of the lower part on the side. That's just what works for my thumb. So then the melody starts. We're kind of walking down like a pentatonic scale. 14th fret, 15th fret on the 2nd string, 16th fret on the 3rd string, and then open 5th string. So you have. Same how you'd play it down here would be. So we're walking down kind of like a pentatonic scale except for the first 2 notes. We got 6th degree of the scale, 5th, 3rd, root. You could do it this way. There's a couple different ways, or this way. I'm choosing to do it this way, and then open. You could also grab this note here, So there's multiple ways to play the melody. You got to figure out what works best. And the reason I'm doing it this way is it allows me to use this fifth string right here, and now I can travel down here to play the next phrase. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm going, and then you slide your middle finger was on the 15th fret, you slide it down to the 10th fret, and you play 10 on the second string, index finger 9th fret of the first string, back to the 10th fret, open 5th string, index finger down to the 9th fret of the third string, and then open. So that's just this melody, just played melodically up the neck. That melody's not too hard. You've probably played something like that in the past. Good right hand practice. I'm doing index, middle, index there at the start of it. So the right hand for this part is I do middle, thumb, and then middle finger, this is of right hand, and then my thumb comes down, and then index, thumb. So there's lots of different ways you could play that right hand part. That's what felt most comfortable for me. The key is just their quarter notes except for the first two. So you have 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so don't rush through that part. But you could play it all with your thumb, you know. Or you could do like a roll. Like that. I don't know, for me it just felt the best to do this. Thumb come down, and then index, and then thumb. The timing is what's most important there, so just figure out what works best for you. Just practice that part. So we have. So this is over a G, and then this is over a C chord. And then we have a little response. So we're going to kind of run up the scale, open 5th string, and then ring finger on the 11th fret of the 3rd string and play thumb, index, thumb, and then 10th fret 2nd string, 9th fret 1st string, wrap your thumb 10th fret, and then you're going to grab the pinky on the 12th fret. So you're kind of running up the scale. If you played it single string, it would sound like this. So we're just playing it melodically, right? We're putting those notes on different strings. So we're in that C lick. So you're basically right there. You just put your ring finger down. And then we do a little backwards roll. Move your thumb down to the 9th fret. So basically I just keep these two fingers down, my middle finger and pinky, and then I roll, which gives me an anchor point, and then I slide my thumb down one fret. And it's kind of just a crude movement. You just kind of move it down, and then I do a backwards roll. So you have. Do that a little faster. I think it's key to keep these two fingers down. It helps you move your thumb down. If you take them all off, you have to basically put them right back down. So. And then you're going to slide all the way back up and play that opening pickup. So you got to move quick there. And the other thing I actually like to do there, which is kind of counterintuitive, I normally wouldn't recommend this, is when I go. Normally it feels like, because you're right here, you should just keep that finger down and just kind of slide it up. But I found when I was actually playing it in practice, when I would slide up, my hand would kind of get out of position. And then when I would try and play that next melody like that, it would get clunky. So what I found that worked best for me, and again, experiment for yourself, but was this. Quick, take your hand off and cut that off and just reset. That was just what was helpful for me. See how I'm taking my hand off really quick? Like that. And then it cuts that off. And then we're back to the opening melody line. So that's all the same. So this is, like I said at the intro, this follows a very common fiddle tune form of how the melody is phrased. The best way I remember it is 1, 2, 1, 3. So phrase 1 is. Now we have phrase 2. Now we're back to phrase 1. And then we have our final ending phrase for the A part, which is phrase 3. A lot of fiddle tunes follow this form. Whiskey Before Breakfast, Fork a Deer, a ton of fiddle tunes follow that. 1, 2, 1, 3. So those aren't the chords, that's the phrasing or the melodic line. So we have phrase 1 is a melody, phrase 2 is a melody, then we go back to phrase 1. So 2 ways that this is helpful if you're a more advanced player is 1, if you can memorize phrase 1, you've got 50% of the A part down, which is nice. The second thing that's really cool is that now you can start picking spots to create variation. So maybe I create a variation on that second 1 melody, right? So I play 1, play melody 2, now I go back to melody 1, and now I create a variation. So you've already heard melody 1 earlier, so now you're hearing a variation which sounds exciting and cool to the ear. Then I come back and play melody 3 and come back to home base. So you get that nice mixture of variation and melody, variation and melody. One common mistake I made when I first started playing and still struggle with is when you go to create an improvisation is kind of going completely off script and then you're just playing random licks that you could really play in any song. It's not that you can't do that, but I found for me, and especially when I play in front of other people, the style that gets the most response from the audience is variations that are still connected to that underlying melody of Girl I Left Behind. The listener is kind of singing the melody in their head, and they want you to guide them along, and then when you throw an unexpected little turn, it's very pleasing to the ear because they were expecting to hear something, and then you played something slightly different, but still connected to that original melody. I find that's more impactful than just going completely off script. You can, when you're first starting, it's totally fine to go completely off script because you just need to do that to practice. But long term, try and create variations that are grounded in the melody, okay? So let's play that phrase 1 again, the second half. All right, so going into measure 6 from measure 5, we have that same pickup. And then measure 7 is exactly the same as measure 3. And now here's our little ending phrase. We're going to go to a D chord. I'm going to take my ring finger and slide from 10 to 11 on the 3rd string real quick. And then put my middle finger on the 10th fret of the 2nd string and pinch. Basically like this D chord here, we're just playing with 2 fingers and then keeping the 1st string open. So you have... So I slide and then pinch. And then I move my ring finger down to the 9th fret, put my index finger on the 1st fret, or not the 1st fret, the 7th fret of the 2nd string, and I do a little roll. So you have... Not too hard there. Single string, that would sound like this. It's good practice to know how to convert melodic licks to single string and vice versa. So you have... And then we do a little ending lick. Just like a little bouncing. You're kind of working out of this shape right here. And then you slide back up. So you're right here in your C lick. On your economy of movement there. If you're using the correct fingering, left-hand fingers, you shouldn't really have to move that much, okay? So that's the basic A part. Here we go. Let's play the whole thing.